and a low of 57. Now, tomorrow for the Beaver Falls Car Cruise, there is a slight chance of showers after 11 a.m., but it's going to be mostly sunny. They're saying most of the showers will stay south of the city of Pittsburgh. High is going to be 77. A chance of showers on Sunday with afternoon thunderstorms also possible and a high of 81. And then on Monday, mostly sunny skies and a high of 84 degrees. Currently, we're sitting at 59 degrees under clear skies here in Beaver County. That is a look at the news for now. I'm Frank Sparks, Beaver County Radio News, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WNBA, and beavercountyradio.com.
Little Honda, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Well, you know, there's all kind of stuff going on. And, of course, the car cruise tomorrow and Beaver County Boom coming up in just a couple of weeks. And we've got the main movers and shakers from Beaver County, or Push Beaver County, with us this morning, Mark and Nate Kopsack. Good morning, gentlemen, and thanks for coming in today.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Mike.
Good to see you both. Do you normally have to get up this early in the morning, or can you sleep in nowadays?
No, I'm usually an early riser, much like my dad and my brother. We're usually up about 6 a.m.
We have 3 young kids. They don't like sleep past 6:30 or 7. So.
That's kind of good. Now, as we were just sitting here, and I never thought about this before, but as we're sitting here, I think, here's the two brothers, and they're successful businessmen. But, you know, obviously you grew up together. You're not like friends, you're brothers. And you went into business together. You know, I have brothers. And we, you know, I enjoy our time together, but I have one that lives in Florida, one that lives close by, but we don't get together every week. How do you guys manage this? How do you, your brothers, and, you know, brothers fight?
We started out on, it was, we played against each other in football in the backyard, and we were very competitive, and it came to fisticuffs, and we were much like that. But we're so close in age that we realized we just have to be on the same team instead of being against each other. And once we figured that out at the age of 9, I think, or 10, we just realized we need to be on the same team. After that, it was our competitive edge, moving things really worked to our advantage. So we just learned at a young age we had to be on the same team.
After that, it was Mark and Nate against the world.
That's
really,
correct.
that's what it comes down
That's
to.
correct.
All right, but I mean, business decisions. It was Rochester Manor. You guys have the moped shop over in Monaca. I'm sure there are other business dealings. Push Beaver County. I know. I was affiliated with somebody who was working with you early on in that venture, Don Wysick.
Oh, yes.
Over the years. But do you sit down at family get-togethers and do you say, "Hey, Nate, what do you think? Why don't we do this?" Does it come out like that?
Yeah, actually, we spend so much time together that we're constantly kicking ideas off each other. So it's almost like a sounding board. It's almost an unfair advantage because we work together. We go back to the womb together. So as twins, we were womb mates. So it hasn't really been fair since, and I kind of admit that to people. We just are able to bounce things off each other. And we have different perspectives on things.
Sure.
Despite the similarities in looks.
Yeah, but is it? I mean, who's the Michael Corleone in this business? Who says every time I think I'm out, he's pulling me back in again?
Yeah, that's Nathan. That's him. That's him.
No, but yeah, I mean, Push Beaver County. We started that back in 2005 with a group of us, and just to do some things that we want positive for the county to kind of get everyone together, either consciously or subconsciously, just to kind of. We're all working together for the greater good of Beaver County, and it's really a specific region, specific county that we're, that started in 2005, and then we just with quite a few other people, and then Beaver County Boom with Don Weisick, which you mentioned before. This was kind of his brainchild, and of course, being friends with George Zambelli, it just kind of all morphed into, well, why don't we do a big fireworks show here in Beaver County on the rivers to bring everyone from Beaver County and the region together. And that's how Boom was spawned many years ago. Is it 14?
2010 or 2000? Yeah, 2010 was the first year, so this is our 13th year.
But it began as a conversation on a street corner in Louisville, Kentucky, believe it or not.
Right?
Yeah.
What were y'all doing in Louisville, Kentucky?
We were there for Thunder Over Louisville, which is the largest fireworks show in North America. And there's so much economic development that has been spawned from just that fireworks show that we thought we could do it on maybe a smaller scale here, but creates that economic impact and build community right here in Beaver County, because we're homers.
And was it a difficult buy-in for a lot of the locals? Because you have to go to the county and you have to get their approval, and Bridgewater for their approval.
Fortunately, at that time, I mean, and ever since then, the county has been 100% all in. So they've been one of our biggest supporters and kind of the push on our back. They've been gracious and they've been generous to kind of support this, and then pulling together hundreds of businesses that also can, be a part of essentially the largest event in Beaver County. Their generosity is overwhelming, and it just proves that what this county is capable of. I mean, the show that people are going to see on June 25th is going to be one of the largest in the country.
Yeah.
And that's little Beaver County all coming together to get something big done. It's
comparable to Detroit, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia on those same scales. And this is an aquatic show, so it's on the river, which makes it even more grandiose and more dramatic, and just a great spot to view fireworks. And I think a lot of fireworks aficionados from all over the country like to come into Beaver County because it's an intimate show where you can be close to it and really feel the effect.
Mark and Nate Kopsack are with us, Push Beaver County, talking about Beaver County Boom. And I'm just sitting here thinking Don Weisick, and I've been in business meetings with Don in the past, and I'll leave the expletives out, but I can only imagine that he's sitting there and he's saying, hey, guys, I think we can do this and think about this and putting it all together. And he's real animated about it. And
we had 6 days. Well, we were essentially had 8 weeks to put the first show together, which was.
And it spawned because his beloved Ambridge show was canceled that year. And, of course, he had always had a soft spot for Ambridge. If you knew Don Weisick or the Weisick family, he had a soft spot for Ambridge. And that Ambridge committee they couldn't do it. And they needed, some other people. And they had to cancel the show that year. And we found out in April, like I said, on a street corner in Louisville, Kentucky, we're like, let's see if we can do it. And we pulled some resources and managed it in 6 weeks.
Yeah, the Push Beaver County board was able to pull a whole bunch of people together to put it together, including financiers and barges and people to put those barges in the right places. It was kind of a miracle. And had we known what we know now, we probably would have never even tried.
Yeah,
because we just
didn't know we couldn't do it.
We couldn't do it. We didn't know we couldn't, so we did.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good way of going about it. And the Beaver County board, the Beaver County Boom board, who makes that up? Is that they've been the same for 13 years?
It's not just the members of our Push Beaver County, which I consider every board member on Push Beaver County a board member of Boom. There's several co-chairs of that. Myself, my brother John Mihalik, Matt Dawson from West Banco. All very Randy Forner, all very big, huge contributors to it. But then, the lovely people from this radio station, Frank and Mark Peterson, and we have so many, and of course the county, the 3 commissioners, Tony Colturi from Visit Beaver County, huge. There's a huge committee of people that are pulling for this project I all consider collaborators on this to make it all happen. There's so many to add. There's probably 50 people.
Sure. And it's something that a lot of times with events such as this, at the scale of this, and there's none other as big as this one in Beaver County, but you got to be starting the day after this one ends, planning the one for next year.
Yeah, it does. You start the very next day to figure out what we're going to do better, bigger next year. obviously this year, there was even some cost restraints that we had to deal with just because if you haven't been to the grocery store, you've seen the cost of everything has gone up, including fireworks that need to be imported from various countries. If you haven't figured out, shipping costs have not decreased; they've increased quite a bit. So our costs have gone up considerably this year, but we are, heck bent on delivering to the Beaver County and the region what they expect, which is a world-class fireworks show on the river that we can all be proud of, and we're going to deliver again in 2022.
And has it always been at Thursdays? Has that always been basically your place? Now, I know it's changed hands over the years, but it's still Thursdays this year?
Yeah, Thursdays it is for headquarters. This will be our 13th year there. We're not quite sure how many more years we'll be able to have it there, and I know there's some discussions about changing that venue up, but it's just we're creatures of habit, and it's just such a nice venue for that, and so close proximity to the Bridgewater Park to get down there to watch a show. So we're definitely all in for this year, and where the future takes it is what we'll have to decide at day one after the show.
Chuck Betters has built those condominiums down there on the riverfront. Is that going to have any impact on view?
Well, we like to think that's a positive impact because 10 years ago when we started this program, the Beaver County boom, what we wanted to spawn was riverfront development. So to see like new development there is exactly what you would love to see, and accentuate the rivers, which I feel are as beautiful as any in the country. But he does take up more space there now, and so there is still room there for folks to watch the fireworks show, albeit it's a little smaller. So this year we might have to cram into a few places, but I just encourage you. It's a big show, so you don't have to be on top of it. You will see it spectacularly.
Rochester Park's wide open.
Yeah.
Monaca is going to be doing their thing.
Oh yeah,
there's up on Center Township Hill. There's just so many places to see that. There's construction going on in Bridgewater Park, so you might want to avoid that this year if you can. But if not, get down by where the parking lot is and where the docks are, and kind of take up the space that the county owns down there.
Yeah, and on the river, the folks come in with their boats and line the river. Was there some engineering discussion about this at the beginning as to where to place those barges so that would be perfect without interrupting bridge traffic?
We actually have a running permit with the Coast Guard, and they're positioned GPS positioned every year to kind of bouquet at the Bridgewater Park and Monaca. Monaca is another huge supporter of ours that we've had for many years, and they do their community day on an event. Bridgewater also does their community day. They're doing a whole fair during on 6/25 as well. So the whole riverfront community population will be out and about, and very good viewing places in Monaca, Bridgewater, Rochester, just about anywhere.
From a safety standpoint, the Coast Guard will put a perimeter around the bridges, and that'll probably start happening right around 7:30.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the barges come out probably closer to 9:30, and then they get spud, and then it's
all
boom or
systems
bust.
go.
How have you avoided this becoming stale over the years, where people say, you do the same thing, I've seen it before, I saw it once, I don't have to see it again?
Well, it's because of this great radio station. We advise all of you guys to tune in to Beaver County Radio. Now you have beautiful, clear FM stations to do so, but this is simulcast with live with music that is choreographed to the show. And this year's theme is Made for TV. So you're going to want to check that out. You want to crank your 95.7 or your 99.3 up just so you can hear the music that goes along with the fireworks, making it a complete show. We've had speakers in the past in the parks that help with that, and there will be some again. But I advise everyone to bring your radio and tune in, because the theme is different every year, and this year it's Made for TV.
And where'd that idea come from?
Well, that was just an idea we shot around at a Push Beaver County board meeting, and it was one of those ones where everybody looked around and go, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
And then the ideas started flowing, and we had, I think, over 100 TV station themes. We had to whittle it down. And then, of course, we're working with Zach from Zambelli, and when I told him what we were doing, he was like super excited. He's like, "Oh, I got some good ideas too."
Yeah.
And you got to let those creative guys do their thing as well. And they put on this score this year is exceptional. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of, oh my gosh, I remember that, or yeah, that sparks this memory. So it's just like watching MTV back in the day when you were watching the video and you could hear the music. It just was a better experience. So I encourage people to really take advantage of that particularly this year with Beaver County Boom. You got to hear the music alongside the fireworks.
Sure.
It'll make more sense.
How do you determine the length? Because if you go too short, then it ruins it. If you go too long, people get bored with it.
That's
so
correct.
how do you determine that?
Yeah. I mean, the people in the industry will tell you 20 minutes is a good. After 20 minutes, people start to, they've seen it before. If it's any shorter than that, they feel like. So the sweet spot's anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes, and that's where we try to keep it. And then we try to pack it as full as we can in those 15 to 20 minutes because that's what you want to see. You want to go down and see a spectacular. It's easy to shoot off a couple here and there and ooh and ah, but when you have the bouquet and all these lowers and mids and highs and all the effects that go along with it, it makes it a much better show to watch. So
Does Zach or Zambelli's, do they sit you down ahead of time? Do they show you a video? This is what it's going to look like. This is what we're going to do.
Yes, they have like a computerized version. It takes about, and then George would tell you this, George Zambelli would tell you this from Zambelli Fireworks, takes about an hour per minute to design and choreograph that. So it takes quite a bit of tedious work to kind of make sure those shells are programmed to go off exactly when the certain notes are being hit on the songs. So that's really the beauty and the craftsmanship that you get out of Zambelli Fireworks that you don't get elsewhere. And that's why we continue to work with them. It's more than just throwing blasts up in the air and oohing and on. It's really an art
and a precision show that if you listen to the choreograph along with the fireworks, it really makes it a fun experience.
Yeah. And what's happening on the ground at Thursdays, because people might not be aware, but there are a lot of celebrity dignitary types that you get to see over there. I've seen everybody from Donnie Iris and Jimmy Ross to political people in the crowd. So you never know who you're going to run into.
It is a nice event. It honestly, we put it off for our sponsors, and it's also a fundraising event. So any tickets we have left over that we don't give to our sponsors, we are available for sale, and they're $60 a ticket, and the proceeds go towards the fireworks. It's a fundraising event. But so we'll have that from 6 to 10. We have live music. There's food. There's plenty to do, and it's in close proximity to where we shoot the fireworks show. So you can walk out at 9:30 and catch it. And you got a private parking space there as well. So we do that for our sponsors because they deserve it, and they're the reason why we can do Beaver County Boom.
Mm-hmm. And as we get closer to the date, you said June 25th?
Yes.
June 25th is going to be the date. And we've had the pandemic over the past couple of years, and crowds weren't as welcome as at one time. And a number of other things may be prohibitive. What can people see or look forward to this year? Or what is something that you want them to know if they're planning on coming?
Okay, well, first, I would get to where you want to get to as early as you can. There is lots to do. There's lots to do in Bridgewater, lots to do in Monaca. Food trucks and galore. I would look to the skies. We have a surprise for everyone that I told I would let everyone know today on this radio station that we will be having an F-22 flyover. So we'll give times on our social media pages. They can take a look at that. That's been in the works for a year. That started day one of last year. Mark had you were able to meet the actual F-22 pilot who was in Thunder over Louisville's air show. So they're going to be flying. He's going to be doing a flyby for us this year for us, which I'm very pleased
They're out of the Langley Squadron.
Awesome.
And Very, very talented. I'm not sure he's going to be able to showcase his talent as much as he did in Louisville, but at that 7 o'clock, when you hear the Star Spangled Banner on the radio stations, you just want to take a peek up north and look to the skies for that fun.
And then we'll also have skydivers again. They'll be jumping out of a perfectly good plane at 8 o'clock after the aerial F-22 show that we have for everybody. So there's a lot there. I just encourage everyone to get to the rivers, have a good time. It's like getting out and it's free. You can provide a world-class event for your kids without having it cost a cent. And we just want to thank all of our sponsors, specifically Visit Beaver County, who has and the commissioners who have been so gracious with giving us the wind behind our sails for this event.
Must be fabulous to be your kids. They're growing up and they say, "You're doing little firecrackers in the backyard and sparklers. Look what my dad's doing." That's great. Thank you guys for being here. June 25th is the date.
It takes a whole team to make it happen. Sponsors, Sam Bell. I mean, it's just a massive team. We thank all of them. We'll deflect all that back to the team.
And it is. It takes such a team effort. This radio station and the Times and there's so many sponsors that we'll try to get to next time. But and we're still adding to them, and we still can. But we can't do it without everyone's help.
If people still want to get involved, sponsorships or otherwise, Push Beaver County?
Yep. Yeah, they can go to our webpage, pushbeavercounty.org, and click on Boom, and you'll see there's some sponsorship opportunities right there. But we can still get involved if you'd like to. But, yeah.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Mike.
Always look forward to it. I know the county and the surrounding areas look forward to the big fireworks. Beaver County Boom. Mark and Nate Kopsack.
Thank you, Mike.
1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, General Lissima. Thank all of you for listening. I'll be back Monday on the next You Do It show.
When you absolutely, positively need the truth, this is where you turn. This is the Hugh Hewitt Show.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome.